Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Within the miniature universe that was starting to degenerate and collapse, the floating continent was cracking. Cracks appeared in space, creating a scene depicting the imminent end of the universe, but it was, in fact, only the initial stage of the collapse. All living souls that had originally been in this miniature universe had been quietly annihilated. Only numerous floating godly bodies could be seen. All my fellow humans. All my fellow humans, come. All of you should come here. A black pyramid could be seen flying at high speed. The dark hole of the deep abyss at its base had opened, and it was swallowing without restraint, sucking in treasures it found along the way, and even some universe masters, and the godly bodies of universe knights. Because on these godly bodies, there might be treasures like godly armor and the like. Scour and collect. Scour and collect as wildly as possible. No matter how composed Darkness Master was, he was still incomparably exhilarated. Thunderstorm Star Race only had one universe supreme master. In terms of treasures and wealth in its treasure vault, it is at most comparable to us humans. Should there come a day when we are able to exterminate a top power like the Divine Eye clan, the wealth we gain will truly be something impressive. The humans were, indeed, very poor. Before Luo Feng had met with all his great opportunities, Huge Axe Creator's supreme true treasure was the only one the human race had. Likewise, Thunderstorm's star race also had only one supreme true treasure. Yet, with the passing of time, the pinnacle true treasures that Thunderstorm's star race had in their possession started to outnumber that of humans. By causing our huge axe to be annihilated, you have brought yourselves to this sorry end, said Darkness Master. At times, the Black Pyramid would be advancing at high speed. Other times, it would teleport. Then finally, it managed to scour and collect everything it could find within the entire miniature universe. Thereafter, Darkness Master, who was feeling incredibly satisfied, left. He left behind a clean, yet utterly defeated miniature universe. Not too long later, a stream of golden, flowing light flashed by and dashed into this utterly defeated miniature universe. Nothing. Nothing. Everything is gone. Who was it? Reaching here before us to scour the entire miniature universe, so thoroughly that not a single valuable is left. A great being from another race, whose body was radiating golden light rays, was hovering within the miniature universe. He felt utterly helpless as he lamented, I rushed here as fast as I could. Scouring and collecting things would take some time. Could it be, the moment that old fellow, Great Thunder died, his miniature universe was scoured, and everything was taken? Alas! It looks like this was likely done by the humans. Thereafter, he helplessly transformed into a streak of light, teleported a few times, and charged directly out of the miniature universe. At that moment, two more streaks of flowing light appeared outside. Rampaging Devil God, you actually beat everyone to it. Rampaging Devil God, you cannot be taking all the treasures and wealth in the treasury vault for yourself. The two streaks of flowing light came to a halt. Both were Pinnacle Palace true treasures, and they were speaking up at the same time. Rampaging Devil God, who was about to leave, let out a howling cry. I just arrived not too long ago, too. Everything in the treasure vault of the Thunderstorm Star Race has already been taken away. I have taken nothing at all. Rampaging Devil God, you are a lone traveler. Is there any need for you to take everything for yourself? Rampaging Devil God, don't lie. How long ago has it been since Great Thunder Star Master was annihilated? Scouring the entire miniature universe to collect the valuables would require a long time, yet you say you have found and taken nothing at all. Who would believe that? Rampaging Devil God flew into a rage immediately. The feeling of being so grievously wronged was unpleasant. You two are fools. I said I have taken nothing. That means I have taken nothing. Why should I even lie about it? I have no time to continue this pointless talk with you. I'm leaving. Rampaging Devil God howled again. Then, in a flash, he vanished. This rampaging devil god had a strange temper. He liked to swallow rocks and metals. A huge amount of the essence of rocks and metals had condensed onto his outer shell, forming a golden covering. Furthermore, he also had a supreme true treasure, bloody sea devil armor, which, by right, should be radiating an endless bloody light. Yet rampaging devil god had instead made bloody sea devil armor become golden in color. Generally, all places he passed by would be enveloped by a golden hue. The effect was remarkably dazzling. That savage fellow, rampaging, would not stoop so low as to lie. Could it be that he truly did not take anything? Maybe it is the humans. Luo Feng lured Great Thunder Star Master into a battle. Maybe he had devised a plot that succeeded in the end, annihilating Great Thunder Star Master. Then the human race could scour the miniature universe thoroughly and collect everything they found. This would be a sizable amount. With that, they too left. Thereafter, great beings of several groups arrived in succession, but what was left for them was only a desolated miniature universe. On the peak of Thunder Island in the virtual universe, a group of universe masters of the human race had gathered. As for Luo Feng, he had previously focused all his energy on the fight, so he had not divided his attention into entering the virtual universe. We are not sure if Luo Feng succeeded or not. Killing a universe supreme master required some luck. No one can say for sure whether success is possible. Primal Chaos City Leader, Long Yang Master, Void Gold Master, Deserted Mirror Master, and the others were all seated on their thrones, feeling nervous and perturbed as they waited. A short moment later, a message appeared before Primal Chaos City Leader. With a light tap, he read the mail and soon revealed a look of surprise and joy. Great Thunder Star Master, Primal Chaos City Leader looked around at the numerous universe masters, who were all waiting in anticipation. Is dead. Ha ha ha. What madness. Simply unbelievable. The human universe masters were going crazy with joy. A universe master killing a universe supreme master was a miracle. It was a great tragedy, of course, for Great Thunder Star Master, who had been annihilated, as well as for his Thunderstorm Star race. But Luo Feng and his human race could not have been more excited and exhilarated. Darkness Master is now in Great Thunder Star Master's miniature universe collecting all the items that are now without masters, Primal Chaos City Leader said in a leisurely tone. This is great for us since our race is currently lacking these. Great Thunder Star Master's annihilation had far-reaching effects. A universe supreme master had been annihilated just like that. Throughout the entire universe ocean, it was rare for universe masters from the 3 reincarnation eras and 2 holy lands to be annihilated. Even if they were, normally, it would happen within the core regions of the 3 most dangerous lands, or because of environmental reasons, but the cases of annihilation by other great beings were so few that they could be counted on 2 hands. We must clarify the cause of Great Thunder Star Master's death. If we do not know his cause of death, maybe we will be the next in line. At that point in time, various groups of powers and even supreme masters who traveled alone were in a frenzy. They were all heading toward Whirling Swamp Ocean to investigate. In the next 7 days following the battle between Luo Feng and Great Thunder Star Master, there had been 2 universe supreme masters arriving successively to conduct some thorough investigation. In the half a year following the battle, the number had increased to 22 universe supreme masters. Based on the traces of battle left behind, they tried to deduce how Luo Feng had annihilated Great Thunder Star Master. Without clarification, how could they have peace of mind? Judging from the position, this battle must have happened around the area by the core whirlpool. Great Thunder Star Master must have worn his supreme true treasure godly armor as self-protection, and had intended to charge and kill via a head-on confrontation. Even for a universe supreme master, this might not be possible. So we can almost be sure that it was the core whirlpool that brought about the annihilation of Great Thunder Star Master. But the question is, why did he not dodge? This is the key point. We can only say that Luo Feng must have staged a ploy to prevent Great Thunder Star Master from leaving the core whirlpool. Milky Way Horde leader Luo Feng must have a secret ultimate technique. He must have a technique that he is exceptionally skilled at. For instance, there are abilities to restrain or limit. And this ability of his is likely from the inheritance of the pulse of Du and Dong River. He must have gained a restraining type unique treasure. The chances are very high. Time passed. The death of a universe supreme master would always seize the attention of various groups of top powers and keep them on their toes. They had guessed that Luo Feng knew a limiting type method, but if the universe supreme master he was pitted against had a restraining type means, too, then that universe supreme master would have the ability to come and go as he pleased. How could he be annihilated? This limiting type means that Luo Feng used, no one knew what it was. Even more than before, these various groups started to exercise more vigilance whenever Luo Feng was involved. If a being was able to kill a universe supreme master, regardless of how he achieved it, he definitely could not be treated lightly. They had to be vigilant. Purple Moon Holy Land is in trouble. When fighting the humans, Purple Moon Holy Land enlisted the help of other groups of powers within the primal universe to suppress the development of the humans. They even issued a killing order on all humans before. Now, Luo Feng is merely a universe master, and yet is able to make use of some secret special means to annihilate a universe supreme master. When he becomes a universe supreme master, I'm afraid he is going to be more intimidating than Teacher Origin. If this goes on, it seems like Purple Moon Holy Land is going to suffer quite a loss. Purple Moon Holy Land is already an eternal existence to begin with. There is no need for it to suppress the humans. Now, it has incurred the wrath of a great enemy. You all think too highly of the humans. Great enemy. Purple Moon Holy Land is, after all, a Holy Land universe. Even if it is temporarily at a disadvantage, they are an eternal existence. After a few reincarnation eras, they will still be as strong and powerful as ever. Besides, to this day, no one can say for sure whether or not the human race can live past 3 reincarnation eras. The aftermath of Great Thunder Star Master's annihilation lingered on, and Luo Feng, whom the various groups of top powers in the entire universe ocean had placed so much focus on, suddenly disappeared. For over 300 years, not a single great being could find a trace of Luo Feng. He had completely removed himself from the scene. Even so, he remained recognized as one of the most terrifying existences, and the memories of him were etched deeply in the minds of great beings from various groups of top powers in Universe Ocean. Universe Masters would have to escape and hide, if possible. If not, it would be better to surrender obediently and banish all thoughts of resistance. As for Universe Supreme Masters, they still would need to practice some vigilance. It was best to steer clear of dangerous environments, lest an accidental lack of vigilance cause one to lose everything and become Great Thunder Star Master II. Within Star Tower, a drop of blood hovered in a fixed spot in one of the individual spaces. Great Thunder Star Master carried with him quite a fair amount of treasures and precious materials, said Luo Feng. The top-notch materials are almost used up, and there are 2 pinnacle true treasures swallowed, too. But there is just enough to help Shawu Wings produce 1 more drop of godly blood. Luo Feng turned to look to his side at the wings on Golden Horned Beast. At the moment, only 1 more patch of the blood stain left from its previous injury remained. Luo Feng turned to look at the outside world through Star Tower. From where he was in the vast universe ocean, he could already faintly see the immeasurably huge primal universe. Primal universe, I am back. Luo Feng revealed a trace of a smile. He changed the form of Star Tower and secretly made his way out until he had exited Universe Boat. For this long period of time, he had spent his time on cultivation, immersing himself in the study of the godly power genes. At times, he made use of his talent technique of the endless remote ocean within the primal universe to create and conduct experiments. Over 300 years. This length of time was, in fact, more than 300 eras. The number of experiments he had performed equaled more than 80,000. There may have been the occasional rewarding outcome, but the course of studying had led Luo Feng to believe that such a path was extremely difficult. I will head back first to rejuvenate my godly body. Then I will go send some congratulatory gifts to Teacher. A glint of eagerness flashed in Luo Feng's eyes. Teacher Primal Chaos City Leader, had always bestowed great kindness upon him. This supreme true treasure armor Luo Feng had seized from Great Thunder Star Master was the first gesture of gratitude he wanted to present to teacher, after he had gained power and prestige. After all, even Darkness Master and Pengong Master had previously received supreme true treasures from him. The time and space of the primal secret region, the power center of the human race, were already transformed. Under the control of the new true god, Primal Chaos City Leader, even the laws were already changed. At least the enemies couldn't get to the center in a short time, through God Country transportation, or teleportation. After Huge Axe died, the humans had much weaker control over space and time, which was why the United Forces Alliance had been able to reach their center in a short period of time. Waves appeared in the endless remote ocean standing in the space. A being showed up on the waves. "I'm back." Luo Feng stepped on the waves, and the godly power immediately supplied his original body. The godly power also went into Boat of Mausoleum and supplied the golden horned beast. Both bodies recovered instantly. To the endless remote ocean, such godly power was nothing. The godly power path is indeed complicated and mysterious. Luo Feng waved his hands, and a world ring flew out. The endless waves tumbled and swallowed the world ring. Lots of special materials gained from Universe Boat by Luo Feng in the past 800 years were hidden in that world ring. There were 92,083 kinds of rock material, as well as flames, gases, liquids, metals, and so on. Other than those lifeless objects, pieces of the dead body of Thunder Shuttle Master and Great Thunder Star Master were also in the world ring. There were many routes on the godly power path. Endless remote ocean had the inherited technique creation, which could analyze life genes and create life forms. Naturally, analyzing life genes was the most effective. Before he had gone to Universe Ocean the last time, Luo Feng had put many objects from the original universe in remote ocean for it to analyze. Luo Feng had a simple method. Endless remote ocean could analyze the life forms. His godly power then stayed in the space of inheritance to further study them. Once he had made some breakthrough during the studies, he would use his endless remote ocean for testing again. Unfortunately, the creatures I prepared last time are already rotten. Luo Feng shook his head. Some creatures only have a lifespan of around 1,000 years, so they had already aged to death during the course of study. "Teacher!" Luo Feng shouted on the waves of endless remote ocean. A being showed up beside Luo Feng. It was Primal Chaos City Leader. He wore a golden cape, and his eyes looked as if they had recorded the birth and death of a universe. He appeared very calm, which amazed Luo Feng, as his teacher and Huge Axe had two different auras. Huge Axe was more adventurous and intrepid, while Primal Chaos City Leader was more conservative and reserved. "Congratulations, teacher." Luo Feng noticed the improvement in the power of his teacher. "Still not as impressive as you," said Primal Chaos City Leader. "I just became a Universe Supreme Master, yet you've already killed one. Few in Universe Ocean have killed Universe Supreme Masters." "It's luck," said Luo Feng. "You said before the fight that you had a 30% chance of winning." Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head. "It's not about luck." Luo Feng stopped arguing. He waved his hands, and Star Tower appeared beside him. An armor giving out cyan light flew out from the side gate at the base. An ancient force permeated from the armor, which shocked Primal Chaos City Leader. "Great Thunder Godly Armor." Luo Feng nodded and said, "Yes. Teacher, you just became a Universe Supreme Master, and I just killed that Great Thunder Star Master. This Great Thunder Godly Armor is my gift to congratulate you on becoming a Universe Supreme Master. You don't even have a Supreme True Treasure." Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head. "This Great Thunder Godly Armor would be very useful to you. Keep it for yourself." Luo Feng was dazed. "Teacher, I have several Supreme True Treasures, so I really don't need this one. I came here to give you the armor. Please take it." Primal Chaos City Leader frowned and said, "Stop arguing with me. You know how I am. If this were an attack type or palace type Supreme True Treasure, I would have taken it already. However, you don't have a supreme true treasure armor. You're adventuring through universe ocean now, yet I'm guarding the primal universe, and won't go out for a while. I don't need great thunder godly armor. You do. Luo Feng was anxious. How? However, even Darkness Master and Peng Gong Master have a supreme true treasure. But you. He was indeed grateful. But he also had several valuables, so he didn't need this supreme true treasure. As for survival skills, almost nobody in Universe Ocean could compare to him. He had already planned to give Great Thunder Godly armor to his teacher. It's different for Darkness and Peng Gong, said Primal Chaos City Leader. That was during the war. Besides, you have both the attack type and palace type supreme true treasure, which is why I allowed that to happen. As for Great Thunder Godly armor, I don't want it. End of discussion. Luo Feng was dazed, but he had to acquiesce. He realized that his teacher was just balancing the power and rights in the human race. A great being like this wouldn't accept gifts from others for no reason, even from his own disciple. If it was a valuable valueless to his disciple, he would accept it, yet it was a supreme true treasure armor that was vital to his disciple, so he couldn't accept it. I'll adventure through Universe Ocean, Luo Feng thought. I'll keep going on adventures, and if I get new armor, my teacher won't have any excuses to reject it. Luo Feng understood that it was very difficult to get another supreme true treasure armor. Teacher, this is a set true treasure Great Thunder Star Master left after he died, Universe Imperial Cone. Luo Feng pointed to Star Tower, and a set of valuables flew out of the gate at the bottom of Star Tower and floated on the waves. There were 36 triangle cones. Universe Imperial Cone. Primal Chaos City Leader's eyes gleamed, and he exclaimed, "This is a very powerful set true treasures, only second to supreme true treasures. I'll accept this valuable. Thank you." Primal Chaos City Leader could feel the passion of his disciple, and he had already upset his disciple by rejecting the armor. He wanted to make Luo Feng feel better by taking Universe Imperial Cone. After the congratulatory gift, Luo Feng told his teacher, "Teacher, I need to ask you for a favor." Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. "Just say the word." "My remote ocean has the power of creation," said Luo Feng. "I need billions of creatures and objects from the original universe, alive and lifeless. I need them all. Even though I prepared some last time, the original universe is enormous. Only with the power of the entire Hong Alliance can we gather enough material." Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. "This concerns you becoming a Universe Supreme Master. Rest assured, I'll tell the entire Hong Alliance. Even if we search every inch of the original universe. We'll prepare all the materials, valuables, and creatures. How do I give them to you?" "Just put them in the endless remote ocean," said Luo Feng. "Especially those creatures. There are billions of life forms in the universe, and those from the weak races have short lifespans. I might need to practice for tens of millions of years, or even more. Those creatures might die during the period. I'm thinking that we should capture as many as possible so that they can keep breeding. Then I'll have infinite sources to study." Primal Chaos City Leader nodded. "Okay. It's so simple. I'll prepare some world rings and let them live there. Do you have any requirements for their power?" "From the weakest to sector lords," said Luo Feng. "The more powerful a life form is, the more difficult it is to analyze them. I might need a long time to study a sector lord." "Okay, I'll go arrange it now." Primal Chaos City Leader was careful. "Don't capture too many," said Luo Feng. "Just capture a few of them for them to breed. I'll study them, and I won't hurt them. I need as many kinds of life forms as possible, but I only need a few from each kind." Luo Feng was worried that some races might go extinct because of him. After all, there were many universe knights in the Hong Alliance, and when they acted, they might annihilate an entire race. That was why Luo Feng said that he only needed a few from each. "Teacher," said Luo Feng. "I'm going to Universe Ocean now, and please don't tell anyone where I'm going." "Do you mean?" Primal Chaos City Leader understood it immediately. You want them to think you're still in Universe Boat. That's right. Luo Feng nodded. If someone knows that I came back to the original universe, then other powers will know that I've left Universe Boat. I'm afraid that Pei-Shing Master might get away. Though it's unlikely that he can get away, I don't want to risk it. After all, if he enters Purple Moon Holy Land, I won't be able to do anything about it. Okay. Primal Chaos City leader nodded. He now understood why Luo Feng had chosen to meet him in Endless Remote Ocean. Endless Remote Ocean belonged to Luo Feng. Nobody would know that Luo Feng's original body had already been back to the original universe if Luo Feng showed up here. I won't use Universe Imperial Cone until you kill Pei-Shing Master. Luo Feng shook his head and smiled. It depends on my luck. I still can't be sure whether the wing of Pei-Shing Master is exactly the one I want. I'll leave now, teacher. After saying goodbye, Luo Feng left the human territory and entered Universe Ocean, heading toward Tilted Peak Sector. It would take a long time to get to Tilted Peak Sector. No great beings were able to find the periphery of Universe Ocean, and anyone could get lost if they fly too far in Universe Ocean. In an area where nobody from the 3 universe eras and 2 holy lands had ever been. In the endless chaos air, an enormous object started to fly at high speed, 1,000,000 times faster than light speed, then 10 million times faster than light speed. The speed limit was nothing to it, and its volume was larger than that of a miniature universe. The giant object was in the shape of a human. The human-shaped object, which was larger than a miniature universe, was flying in a straight line at a steady speed, flying toward the original universe. That enormous thing was flying, yet nobody noticed it. In the inner area of Tilted Peak Sector, a white boat flew by, and Luo Feng was sitting it. That white boat was Boat of Mausoleum, which had changed its size and color. It was a machine-type valuable, so it could change its appearance. However, it still had to be in the shape of a boat. Okay, I understand it. Rest assured. Luo Feng's mind answered in the virtual universe. His target was Pei-Shing Master, so he needed to locate him first. After all, Pei-Shing Master wouldn't just stay in one place and not move. Pei-Shing Master was found 11 years ago, whispered Luo Feng. It's Iceflower Rock World in Tilted Peak Sector. It might take me around 80 years to get there. That Pei-Shing Master is indeed adventurous. I've been in Tilted Peak Sector for 200 years, and I still haven't found him. I can't believe a new universe master can be this mad. Luo Feng failed to imagine the passion and ambition of a universe master, who had been suppressed for 18 universe eras, and finally got the chance to enter Universe Ocean. Don't disappoint me, Luo Feng thought. I chose you over the valuables left by Jiefan Zi. He then smiled awkwardly. He had already traveled several times to the green keepsake space, where the valuables from Jiefan Zi were left. The first time, he had entered Universe Boat and fought 5 Chaos Master. He had gotten trapped in the 9th abyss, yet he had put away the valuables from Jiefan Zi, because of the inheritance from Duandong River. The second time, he had gone to get the White Wing, and after getting it, he had separated his 2 bodies. However, Huge Axe had suddenly died, so Luo Feng had summoned his golden horned beast body. This was the third time. He had been flying in Universe Boat for 400 years, and he had suddenly learned about Pei-Shing Master. There's a saying from my home planet, Earth, good things are a long time in coming, Luo Feng whispered. I failed several times. Can there be some surprising gifts in the green keepsake space of Jiefan Zi? Actually, he didn't care much about that keepsake space. To him, other wings of Shawu Wing were obviously much more important than the valuables left by Jiefan Zi. He turned around the second he learned about Pei-Shing Master. Perhaps there is a happy surprise. Luo Feng smiled, closed his eyes, and kept practicing. Iceflower Rock World of the inner area of Tilted Peak Sector. The white boat was flying in the sky. Nothing. Luo Feng sat in the hall of the boat. He had 4 wings on his back. When I sensed that white wing, it was dozens of light years away from me. Yet now, I can't sense anything. Either that wing isn't the one I want, or he's not in Ice Flower Rock world anymore. Luo Feng frowned. He looked at the outside world. There were giant flowers growing in Ice Flower Rock world. The flowers looked beautiful, but there was a sense of killing hidden in them. The entire space was made up endless flowers. What should I do? I can't find them anyway. Luo Feng frowned. It was very difficult to track a great being in the three lands of Extremis. After all, it might take someone several eras for a great being to wait for a valuable to be born. Even though the intelligence network of the Hong Alliance was impressive, there hadn't been any updates on Peixing Master's traces. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. Perhaps I can do this. Luo Feng smiled. He had a thought, and a being showed up, which was a golden horned beast. It was carrying a pair of white wings. When I was looking for Heavenly Young Knight on the original stars, I only had one pair of wings, thought Luo Feng. I could only sense the white wings when I was close enough to Heavenly Young Knight. With two pairs of wings, I can feel it dozens of light years away in Tilted Peak Sector, even with the waters and wing space in the middle. Apparently, the more wings I have, the stronger the summoning will be. If I combine all three pairs of wings, the detection distance will be far. The detection distance of one pair was less than 10 billion kilometers. The detection distance of two pairs was dozens of light years. What about three pairs? Hundreds of light years. Thousands of light years. No matter how dangerous the inner area of Tilted Peak Sector was, Peixing Master had been in Ice Flower Rock World 90 years ago, and a Universe Master wouldn't be able to go too far. Luo Feng should be able to sense it. White wings, Luo Feng thought. The pair of white wings merged with the back of the Earthling original body. Just as they merged, the four silver wings and the white wings integrated like gears, forming 6 perfect wings after connecting with each other. The 6 silver wings on Luo Feng's back suddenly shook. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed, and he looked exhilarated. The summoning. That direction. Luo Feng looked at a direction in the distance, as he could clearly sense the summoning coming from there. Other wings of Shawu. There they are. Luo Feng was thrilled. It didn't matter whether those wings belonged to Peixing Master or not. There was a summoning, so there were wings in that direction. Let's go. Luo Feng drove boat of Mausoleum and raced toward along that direction. Luo Feng understood that the sensing was mutual, and if the other side ran away, it would be a trouble for him. However, the other side didn't know where the summoning came from. A great being in the three lands of Extremis would only think of it as an opportunity, so they wouldn't run. Besides, Luo Feng was closer to the exit, while the other side was farther away. Even if he was trying to run, Luo Feng could stop him. Luo Feng dashed toward the other side with his craving for those wings. The waves were tumbling and sweeping through the area. The space was annihilated every time it was hit. A strange, 3-level tower was on the waves. That direction, all 4 faces of Peixing Master looked confused. My wings. The black wings on his back were trembling. Summoning. Something's calling me. Peixing Master was excited. Am I really that lucky? I've stayed in the Holy Universe for 18 eras, and my chance comes right after entering Universe Ocean. In the Holy Land, Peixing Master had heard a great deal about the dangers and opportunities in the 3 lands of Extremis. He'd been expecting the chance for a long time, especially after hearing that a brat, who had only practiced for fewer than 20 eras, had obtained the Duandong River inheritance that even the ancestor wanted. Humph. With my power, as long as I don't meet a Universe Supreme Master, I'll be safe. Peixing Master was very confident. He had fought quite a few Universe Masters before, and even Universe Masters at top-tier level 5 couldn't hurt him. It's in the inner area, so Universe Supreme Masters shouldn't be here. Even Supreme Masters need to show some respect for Purple Moon Holy Land. Peixing Master's interest was piqued. He flew in that direction with his palace true treasure. The farther he flew, the more confident he got. Ha ha. The valuable summoning me is also flying toward me. It must be carried by a Universe Master, and that Universe Master also senses the summoning. Pei Master was content. Based on his speed, he must be a universe master instead of a supreme universe master. Pei Master grew more excited after confirming that the individual on the other side wasn't a supreme universe master. They could feel each other, and they were racing toward each other as fast as possible. Only the stronger one can win. The stronger one will get the valuable. Pei Master was growing more and more excited. I just left the Holy Land, and I'll be renowned in Universe Ocean. Universe masters from Holy Lands thought differently, as they had eternal lives. Some loved adventures, some loved killing, and some wanted to be renowned in Universe Ocean like Pei Master. It was quite normal for Universe masters to have such thoughts. Sheesh. They are coming really fast. Great. Luo Feng accelerated his boat of mausoleum. The wings on his back were shaking vigorously, and the calling was getting stronger and stronger. It saves me time. I'll kill you instantly. Sparing this being's life. Luo Feng didn't even consider it. Since the Purple Moon Holy Land had already given a killing order, he didn't need to show any mercy to their beings. More than 20 years passed, and they got closer and closer to each other. The calling was driving both of them mad. Incredible, incredible. Pei Master felt that the four wings were trying to fly away. The summoning made Pei Master's godly body tremble. What kind of valuables have such strong summoning? Are my wings parts of a supreme true treasure? Pei Master was excited. He thought. Could I have such a great chance, too? If even that human Luo Feng can get the Duan Dong River inheritance, why can't I get a supreme true treasure? The individual on the other side only has a component, so he might not have realized how precious it is. Pei Master's heart was racing. They were drawing closer to each other. In the sky above the mountains, two traces of light flew toward each other, one from the left and one from the right. Here it comes. Pei Master was ready to attack. I'll stay in my true treasure palace first. I just entered Universe Ocean, and I rarely show my true treasure palace. Few know about it. If I show my palace, he'll know that I'm good at binding and that he won't be able to get away if he's trapped. He might fly away now. I'll show my true self later, said Luo Feng. He might run away if he sees my face. Though I can trap him with Golden Country and Snow Sand Ocean, it'll still take me a lot of time. I might as well save some time. Such a competitor. I might just give him a quick death. Luo Feng stayed in the white boat and didn't leave. They kept approaching each other. Just when the two true treasure palaces were only 1 billion kilometers away from each other. Pei Master with 4 faces and 16 arms had his 4 black wings wide open and appeared in the space. He thought it was close enough. This video will end here.